He's hot chicken. We got JC Latham hanging out here after practice. Always good to see you, big dog.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
How we feeling? We 6 straight days of padded practice. It's been a while since I've seen you all get after it like that.
Yeah, no, seriously. We're excited, man. I mean, we've been beating up on each other for a while now. You even dated back to OTAs, which, probably we shouldn't have been doing, but we're doing it anyway. So, no, we're really excited, man. Finally get a chance to go out and see a new scheme, see a new defense, see new guys, and have a chance to, do everything we've been doing to one another to a different team.
Well, to your point about, the physicality and the excitement that you guys are bringing to the early phases of this, I know we're a couple of weeks in at this point, but Brian did the press conference with us this morning talking about how excited he was as y'all's coach to kind of show other teams who you are and what you're capable of and kind of leave that imprint as well as the opportunity to learn against different schemes, get ready and get Cam as ready as humanly possible ahead of everything that lies ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a really exciting time right now. I mean, I think, from day one, January 6th, when we had that meeting, I think we were all on the same accord and the same page that, we need to do some soul searching and figure out our identity on who we are. And be self-aware of who we are, good, bad, and indifferent, and we need to come back with an intention that we'll never have to go through that again. Even when we came back, obviously, because, OTA started in April 22nd, so, the emphasis then was to not only create a culture and create an environment for success and for brotherhood and for holding each other accountable, a player-led team, but also to show, we started, it was funny because I think it was like a 15-minute reel of, the positive things that we did, what we could be and build on. And then it was like an hour and a half of just all the terrible things we did. And Coach, every single play, he said it. He said if the pain is great enough, it will force you to change, in a good way, a bad way, however, but you're going to be forced to change by watching this over and over and over and over again. And we went for an hour and a half just seeing, the late off the ball, the missed assignments, the missed checks, the false starts, the holding, the drop catches, the, whatever it might be, the fumbles, like from the O-line, from myself to, if the running back messed up on something or the quarterback or the receiver or the defense, and we just repetitively, I remember we did that for weeks, and that kind of got us in the mentality like, man, this is fucking embarrassing. Like, what I mean? It was little things too. It wouldn't be like, oh, like you couldn't block that guy. It'd be like we're late off the ball. Like, So now we're late off the ball, or we get a false start or 2 false starts back to back, and instead of being in a second and manageable, we're in a second and 20. And it was like stuff like that where it's like, man, we really beat ourselves almost every single game to where, we're just handing the game away, and we were looking at it. We didn't win the turnover battle. We weren't disciplined. We weren't mature enough. It was just so many areas of just the fundamentals and the basics that we had to all address within ourselves and within our position groups and the team as a whole, from the coaching staff to the players to everybody, that we needed to all do a better job. And that's what we set out to do when we all came back together April 22nd. And I think we've done a great job at that. Jeff said it before, just holding each other accountable. And, Art and Key said, learning how to talk to one another, because, when they were coming in and when they were in college, how they communicated to somebody can be completely different than how we're used to communicating. I mean? It's not a good way, bad way, whatever it might be. It's just learning your teammate, learning what makes him tick and what makes him go and how he responds, because some guys might shut down or get defensive if they hear the wrong thing. Even though it comes from a place of love, you got to learn how to communicate. So we're all trying to be better leaders in our own right. We're all trying to hold each other accountable and do more for each other and service each other. So
it doesn't it sounds like you've very much taken that to heart, and I know you to be that kind of person, even coming back to your college days and the way that you approached it as a rookie. But the audience, I'm sure, can hear that intensity and that passion and that care for the message that you guys are trying to accomplish or establish moving forward. It's I'm sure it's very gratifying for Titans fans to hear that passion from you as somebody who's a foundational piece for this team to build to get where it's trying to get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's been the centerpiece this whole offseason. We say it every single day. We track it every single day. We track how we're handling ourselves on the field, if we're giving great energy, the little things, the things that, result in the big plays or things that result in wins. Are we getting off the ball together? If not, you get a minus. Are you finishing down the field? Are you running to cover the ball? If not, you get a minus. Are you in good position with your block? If not, you get a minus.
These are the sins, right?
Yeah. So, and the big thing was effort, execution, and eliminating sins, and that was our trio for, our team. So it's like, all the little things, the things, how, Coach Callahan describes it, is things that get you beat. It's not necessary. If you're in the NFL, you can play in the NFL. So it's not like we won't know if you can do it or whatever. Like, you can play. It's just like, all right, are we making the right decisions? Are we all coming off the ball together? Are we communicating together? Are we echoing the cadence down if we change the play? If we can the play or kill the play, are we communicating on what's the new assignment? Are we all firing off? Are we doing it with the right technique? Are we putting ourselves in best position to succeed? And are we playing smart, disciplined football? So that was really the emphasis.
Titans right tackle JC Latham hanging out here with us on 104.5 The Zone.
You've talked a lot already this offseason about sort of the heightened priority that you're placing on your physique, on your conditioning to put yourself in the best position to succeed in year two. I imagine it helps to be in year two working under Bill Callahan as opposed to getting your feet under you, getting to know him as a coach. Is there any example you can give, any insight on maybe one thing that is more second nature to you working under him now as opposed to last year where you're still getting a feel for how he operates?
Yeah, the thing that he created, I had this in college, but obviously it gets to a much bigger deal in the NFL. The thing that became second nature is just not only your plan, because every single play, he's a very, very detailed coach. And every single play, it comes with a plan, and that's where you get tracked on, did you execute the plan? It's not just, run off as fast as you can and hit him here. And no, it's like, it's really detailed, like with your shoulder position and with your foot, with your footwork, your foot speed, your hand target, your hat placement, and all of that stuff to where it's all second nature. And it's not just me, but for everybody, we look at one thing that we, I'm not trying to throw anybody on the bus, but like our pulls from guard to tackle, center, all of it. We look at how we did it last year, and then you look at, the film from training camp and OTAs, and he's like, it's all natural to you guys now. Like, you guys are all pulling exactly how I want you to pull, hitting how I want you to hit, and it looks beautiful. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's second nature to us, because in spring especially, we did it every single day to really make sure we had this down packed, because that's what we want to do more of and be great at it. But also seeing the defense, whether it be wide front with 2 wide threes and a backer's mug, alerting the cross dogs, or if the safety's up the hash and the corner's cap, alerting the cap pressure on that edge, or if you got the end coming down and the backers kind of stacked over the 3 and you're running a mid-zone play to the right side, alerting the pirate game, you want to beat the pirate. So just alerting all of that and being on the same page, because, I remember, especially like, for example, the Bengals last year, they had a play like that. I can't remember. I think it was in the second quarter where they ran that very similar pressure. And preferably, if you're running a mid-zone play, you would want to combo with the center and guard, or the play side guard to the front side backer. Tackle stays by himself. But if they bring that DN by himself or down, the guard can't get off, so then you have to double it with the guard and the tackle. And the communication wasn't there. They brought pressure off the edge, blew the whole play up. So now it's like, all right, how are we going to handle that? Well, we all have to communicate. If we see that, make the call, echo the call to where we can all be in alignment and conjunction to go get that guy. Whoever's getting the blitz in nickel Sam, or not nickel Sam, whoever's getting the blitz in corner, we're all account for that. So, just doing a better job at that, and all that stuff's just second nature, so we're all firing off the ball a lot quicker.
And today you guys were looking for a bounce-back day on the practice field offensively. It looked like you got it at the end, the 2-minute drill. Chris moving down the field, Cam efficient, stepping up in the pocket. I know Calvin Ridley down there just now said it wasn't as good as maybe it looked to you guys. What were your takeaways today from the practice that you guys had?
Yeah, I got fucked up on the very first play. I didn't mean to swear. I apologize.
No, we got a button for that.
We got a button for that. Man, we can't do it a ton, but we got a button for that.
Yeah, I got messed up on the
It's all right, Ross. Take a deep breath back there.
You're good. You're good.
As long as you spread them out.
I had this with my hands. Gave too much press in the pocket. But I know later on in that play, later on in the drive, I remember one of the looks. I haven't really seen it much, and I think to date it might have been my first time ever seeing Jeff specifically at the in spot against me. And the first time I seen, now Zipes played 13 years, so I can't. He checked out of the 2-minute drill and had to handle something, so we had the rookie in. So Jeff lined up over me, And I'm thinking, all right, he's clearly going to try to power me or whatever because, he's a big guy, strong guy, quick off the ball, expect power, whatever else might come with his counters. And, I sat back because it's 2 minutes, so you want to see it all unfold in front of you. And immediately he just goes in and kills the guard. And I felt really bad. And that's when we came back to the sideline, and Zach was telling me, he was like, yeah, when that look specifically, you got to be aware because more times than not, they're not rushing the 3 from the 5 to just rush them, especially in 2 minutes. They're probably going to run a game off of that. So he told me the call that we should make for it and just be alert. And he said, let your guard know that the 3 is on the outside now because more times than not, he's going to try to get the angle to pick the guard because on that look specifically, the end was actually lined up at the 3 and Jeff was lined up at the 5. So they kind of flipped, but they ran a game to get him back in a normal position. We got the ball off, but, that's something that, I don't think I've seen it to date. So I got a chance to learn about that. And then, there was other areas where, we wish we can always just try to find ways to improve on being quicker and faster with your hands and all of that stuff. So, I think that's, a fair assessment to say. It meant to the outside, look, we scored 3 touchdowns with a touchdown each group. But on the inside, we all can try to be a player-led team to say we can do a better job there. So.
Again, the degree of difficulty has to be so much less with a guy who's played 13 years in the NFL next year. Not to throw anybody else under the bus, but, not many guys that last 13 years in the NFL that have that depth of knowledge that can provide you that additional context.
Yeah, seriously. He is amazing. I remember when he first got here, I wanted to talk to him about just his playing career, playing with Joe Thomas and Penei Sewell specifically and what they did because I'm a strong believer that success leaves clues. And there's a blueprint to success. So asking how they approached the game, asking how they did this. And, you can't really copycat, in my opinion, you can't really copycat someone's game completely in the NFL. I'm never really going to be Laramie Tunsil. My foot speed's not like that. When he steps back, he's square, looking straight ahead until the last second where he gets his eyes on the target. That'll never be me. I like to look at my target right away. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you can mimic certain guys' game to add tools to your bag. So hearing about how Penei attacks certain things or how, Joe Thomas attacks certain things, that's I can take things away from that game, but not only on the field, but off the field approach how they watched the film, how they came to practice and how their mindset was. And, having conversations with them at O-Line Mastermind as well, personally about, what they did, talking to Lane Johnson as well. So, Zeitler, he's an amazing guy. I'm glad he's my teammate. Even we get out to the ball, and I'm not saying, Peter's on his way, obviously, to be that. But whenever he's in and we get to play, as soon as we get to play, he's echoing all the key points to the play. So we can get a play where, for example, a 2-minute drill, and they line up the nose, Jeff, and then the 5. Immediately we're coming off the ball. He'll echo the cadence, and then he'll immediately say, hey, alert the Giants to the side, alert the Suns, and alert X, Y, and Z. Like, as soon as we're walking to the ball to make sure we're all on the same page. From a 13-year-old guy, that makes my job so much more. Because, part of playing fast is, what I learned is decluttering your brain, taking away all the extra things you're thinking about to where you can just play. So as soon as he says that, immediately my antennas go up to all right, bet this is where we are. I'm on the same page as him. We're on the same page. We win together, we lose together, but we're on the same page. So, yeah, I love playing with him.
Attacking the offseason program, I know, was something that was important to you as well, and you've talked about the weight loss and the way that you've changed, how you prepare, and how much of a difference it made for you in the offseason program. I'm sure that's carried into camp. So what did you cut out, and what has now taken its place as far as a dietary standpoint?
Everything. I was a guy, especially in college, you really don't notice it until you can't outwork a bad diet. That's what I've learned to realize.
We work in radio, but we know.
Yeah. So in college, it was a lot of I ate whatever I wanted to eat. So it was really like whatever, and I stayed the same weight. I was actually losing fat and gaining muscle eating whatever. So when I get to the NFL, it's not the same. You're not working out as much as you are, especially in season, as you are in college. So learning how to keep that diet intact is really important. So when it came to what to cut out, you cut out all fast food chains basically. You don't really eat no fast food. Try to stay away from any fried food, any food that has a lot of butter or oil. I remember someone came to my house the other day. I think we had brunch for the guys, And someone asked, they were like, "Hey, you got some butter?" And we're like, "No, we don't keep butter in the house no more."
We don't say that word.
Yeah, so
Was it butter out, avocado oil in?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so all the juices. I mean, we drink a lot of sparkling ice, 5 calories a thing, or whatever it might be. So really, just cutting all of that out and replacing it with low calorie, 0 calorie drinks that are still good, and then all the food, making sure. Not only is it good, high quality, is replenishing the energy and all the stuff that was lost before.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out, JC. We're looking
Absolutely.
forward to getting down to Tampa. I know you guys got to pack up, get ready to go this afternoon. Continued health and success, and we'll look forward to seeing what tomorrow looks like.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you guys.
Can we get a quick record for Alabama this year? Just the record.
Record? Man, I mean, I think they're going undefeated. I mean, I don't really see
12-0.
Yeah, I don't really see too many. I know there'll be a couple.
That hurts
tests.
his heart as a Tennessee fan. He's
Yeah,
very,
I'm not
sensitive
worried. I'm not
now.
worried about Tennessee. I think LSU is a good team. I think it'd be interesting to see how Georgia plays them. But I mean, it's open for the taking. So
Let this man get on with his day instead of bothering him about your football.